Superbooth 2018 with Dan from DPW. How's it going?
No, it's going good.
New modules?
Yeah, I have 3 new modules out right now.
Yeah, well, take us through it.
Yeah, I have the limit, which is 3 individual limiters in one module, and it's AC or DC coupled. So the main idea is so you can have a stereo bus running through it and still have one more for effects or something.
That's going to be great for keeping feedback loops in check, or you don't really see many limiters. I don't think any limiters in Europe.
No, not many. And so it has a soft knee. I can show you if I like this. It's not limiting at all. Just a sine wave going through, and if I turn it up, it's going really soft. It's because it's not just one knee. It's 8 consecutive knees.
Okay.
So there's 8 knees on every one of them. So there's 103 small components on this 28mm board. So you can do that, or you can go DC coupled, and then I can go and add an offset to the sinus wave, so you get it running hard into one or the other side of the limiter. And if I add a LFO to it,
like symmetrical clipping, that because you're adjusting that offset, it creates almost like a PWM effect.
Yeah, exactly. So you can get some kind of PWM effect on any material that you put in there.
Great. That's 3 channels?
Yes, that's 3 channels, and 2 of them are AC or DC coupled with a switch here, and the 3rd one with a jumper on the back, because I couldn't fit it into the...
Yeah, okay.
So that's that one. And I'm also using it on drum buses and stuff, so you can compress them and get them a little bit meatier and so on.
Yeah, yeah. So right next to that we've got switch.
Yeah. That is 4 individual bi-directional analog switches. So the obvious way would be to just switch in parts of your mix, so you can switch in momentarily, or I'll move this so you can see what's coming in and out. So I have a sinus coming in on one side and a ramp on the other side. And the obvious way to use it would be to have, say, you would switch in between parts of your mix, like you have a stereo bus coming in, you set the latch up, and the ergonomics is so you can easily switch over to a stereo bus, another stereo bus, and go back again. Or you do it via CV. But the thing is that the switch is so fast, so it switches at least 100 kilohertz.
Okay, well above audio range.
Yeah, I've measured, and with these half crappy Eurorack cables, it handles up to 300 kilohertz, but I'm promising 100 kilohertz, so I won't have some margins. So what I'm doing now is just this doper, the 2 outputs, and I'm using the PWM output to scan in between, so you can scan back and forth in between a sine wave and a ramp wave.
That's not just a simple crossfade, is it? It's actually kind of cutting the 2 parts of the wave together.
Yeah. So that you can do some surgical stuff. So you cut out a piece and replace it with something else. And if you go to latching mode, the switch it is a pre-production, so I have to stop it. So then it switches every 2nd time. So this kind of so you get a sub-harmonic there.
Yeah. And you could hear that change. Can we just put latch in and out again so people catch that?
Out and in. And if it's in, and I scan from, so I can. So this opens up for a lot of fun experiments with also switching modules around and changing places in the signal flow, replacing them so they at audio rate or higher than audio rate if you want to.
Yeah. So as well, we've got the 4-band distortion as well.
Yeah. And to show that, I have, let's see, I have a rings sound going. Oh, sorry. Very low, plucky thing. So if I turn this on, it ends up being so what it is 4 individual distortions, completely JFET based, discretely built. So the idea is that it should behave like 4 parallel tube amps.
Okay.
And the way to look at it as a equalizer, and it's not a filter and then a distortion. It is the filter that is distorting.
Okay.
So you have the low end, really low end. I don't know if you can hear that. That is centered around 50 hertz. The next one is centered around 270 hertz. That is your fundamental distortion. Maybe I should turn this up. And then you have some coloring in between, centered around 680 hertz. And then for the plucky pieces and the transients, centered around 2.7K and with a fairly nice roll-off, so it doesn't take away the high end. And it also has a guitar and bass input, or some kind of dynamic microphone, contact microphones and so on. And
is there enough gain on that to pull a guitar right up to Euro levels as well?
Yes, it is. And the input impedance there is 3 mega ohm, so it doesn't load your source that much.
Okay.
And you could also use that for so-called normal synths, like if you have a roll-on synth or something, you could plug that in there to get some distortion and get that up to Eurorack levels as well.
Great. So for the distortion, the switch, the limit, roughly how far off release are these?
The limit, I already have the production batch, so okay. I just have to update my website and get get it out to the distributors.
What about switch?
The switch, I have a little bit of things to do with it, and it will be out in about a month.
And the distortion?
Month and a half, maybe.
Okay, quite close. And rough pricing on all of those?
The limit will be 160 euros. Switch about 200, and the distortion about 200. And the old ones I have, the wave folder including the breakout thing is 215 euros, and this one is 85 euros.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.